Hi guys, welcome to my channel Roots for Software Engineer. In this video, I will discuss about prop drilling concept. Okay, now it is most important concept actually. Now without let me start. First, I will go with class notes, guys. Then you can understand very easily. Let me take class notes file. Okay, now in previous class we covered about prop.children, right? Now in this class we'll go with the prop drilling concept. Okay, now take it as prop drilling. Okay, now what is, see, first of all, what is prop is nothing but which is used to transfer data from parent to the child, and next from parent to child without passing the data we can wrap our direct opening and closing the content also by using the prop.children. Now here concept call it as prop drilling. Okay, prop drilling means we are passing unnecessarily data from parent to the multiple child components, then only we can achieve in the where we required our what is it content in the children. What is it, we'll see practically, don't worry. Now go with your first definition of our prop drilling. Okay, now prop drilling means, okay, we can say, okay, now prop drilling means okay, now sending data. Okay, now sending data. Okay, let me take here first external keyboard. Okay, now sending data from parent to component. Okay, parent to component to, we can say, multiple. Okay, parent component to the series. Okay, parent component to the series of, okay, now series of child component, or we can say multiple components, that is also possible. Multiple child component or series of components. Okay, now which actually series of component, which actually, let me take here. Okay, now okay, now which actually not is important. Okay, which is actually not not all the child elements, not all the child elements. Okay, not all the child components, not all the child components required data. Okay, required required data. Okay, now we can say required data for themselves themselves. Okay, now again read it. What is it? Prop drilling means sending data from parent to the series of child component. Means we can say example. Suppose consider here one example. Okay, now what is example? They say sending data from parent component. I will consider parent component as parent only. Okay, now from the parent component to, okay, from the parent component to, okay, now series of child component. Series of child component means what? We can say, okay, now child A, next what is it, child B. Okay, now what is it, child C. Okay, these are a series of components. Okay, series of child component. Okay, now sending data from parent. Suppose I need to send data like what is it, Dinga. Okay, otherwise we'll consider as Raja, and this Raja username we need to send data from parent to the child component of D, but D is connected to the C, and C is connected to the B, and B is connected to A, and A is connected to parent. So unnecessarily we are passing this Raja data to A, B, C, and next we are utilizing in the D. Okay, actually utilization. Okay, now actually utilization of, okay, utilization of, okay, now prop data is child c child d component. Okay, now what is it? Child d component from the parent, child d component from parent. Okay, but remaining these three are unnecessarily we are passing, because without passing data user data, what is it, to these three child element, we cannot utilize in the child one, because D is connected to C is connected to B, and B is connected to A, and A is connected to the parent. Okay, now this is concept, this is the concept, call it as a prop drilling concept. Okay, now to avoid prop drilling concept, okay, now this is the most important point to avoid. Okay, now to avoid prop drilling. Okay, now to avoid prop drilling prop drilling concept, to avoid prop drilling concept. Okay, now we have we have we have concept, call it as, we have, okay, now concept call it as use context. Okay, concept call it as use context hook. By using use context hook, we can encounter our prop drilling. Okay, prop drilling we can avoid it by using the use context. By using use context, we avoid the, what is it, prop drilling concept. And this use context hook related thing we'll see in the next video. Before going to that, we'll see this practical example related to the prop drilling. Okay, now for that one, I will create a separate folder. I don't want this component folder. Now today I will create separate folder. Okay, now I'm creating separate folder, and that separate folder name, call it as prop drilling. What is it? Prop drilling. You need to do same like this only. Okay, now prop drilling, and in the prop drilling I'm creating first file, call it as parent dot jsx, and next another file, call it as, okay, now child, another component, call it as child a dot jsx. Okay, now take it as this name, copy, enter. Okay, and create another folder, call it as child b. Okay, now child b dot jsx. Next another thing, go with as, okay, now child c dot jsx, and take another folder, call it as child d dot jsx. Okay, now we need to pass data from parent to the d component. We need to utilize parent data to the d, but unnecessarily we need to pass to this another components. What is that? Look at here properly. Now first I will create in the parent function component. Okay, now import, next take it as react from the react component, and go with as function, and function name as parent. Okay, now parent parenthesis and flower base, and take it as one return statement. Okay, and next leave it like empty, and go with the exporting of default export. Okay, now default, and then take it as parent. Okay, now do one thing, first create one element, and element call it as welcome to. Okay, now welcome to, let me take all the things in small letters, welcome to prop drilling concept. Okay, welcome to prop drilling. Okay, welcome to prop drilling concept. Okay, now utilize this one in the app.jsx, then go to app.jsx. Okay, in the app.jsx, import our file. How to import it? By using import, next parent from the prop drilling, and utilize here. Okay, and utilize here parent. Okay. uh, okay, now utilize here parent. That's it. Okay, now once check it that file is what is it opening on browser or not. Okay, now let me take again npm run dev end. Okay, it's generating one local url, then go with o enter. Okay, now it is giving welcome to prop drilling concept. Okay, fine. Now then go with the child component. Go with the child components creation. Okay, in the child component again import react. Okay, now react from the react library. We can take it, otherwise leave it also, that is not a problem. Then take function component and function name as child. Okay, now function name as child A, right? Then take it as C capital. Okay. Now inside it, then go with as one return keyword, and inside the return keyword, we need to return any one of the elements. So I will not return anything as of now. Just go with the exporting statement. Okay. Now default, and next take it as a child A. Okay. Now where we need to create relation, this one inside the parent, right? Then take it as import. Okay, now child A, then call here child A. Okay, now what is that child A, right? Then utilize here child A. Okay, now wrap both the things into one parent element, call it as what is it empty angular braces. This is nothing but the fragments concept. Okay, now just leave it empty. Then again go to B and create it here file. Okay. Now how to create? Okay, it is not giving. Then leave it directly. Go with the function and function name as child B. Okay. Now child B parenthesis, and inside here also go with the return statement. And in the return statement, don't write anything. Just go with the exporting statement. Okay. Now I will take export as default, then take it as export default keyword with the function name as child B. Okay, and this child B is connected to the child A, right? Now in the child A, import and utilize. Okay, now how to import it? By using import, and next what I want to import, child B, right? And utilize here, go with the child B and close it. Okay, and same thing, go with the child C and create one function, and function name as child. Okay, now child C, go with the parenthesis, and next later on take it as okay. Now return keyword, next in the return keyword, don't do anything return statements, just go with the exporting keyword. Okay, next later on. Okay, now take it as file name as child, and this child connected to the B, right? And in the B component, just import it. Okay, in the B component, import it. How to import it? Import. Okay, now what is that child C, and just call our child C function. That's it. Okay, now child C function. Okay, next go with the child D. Okay, now create again function, and function name as child D parenthesis, and just to do the return statement. And in the return statement, don't write anything as of now, just go with the exporting statement of what is a default, and take it as function name as child D. Okay, now child D connected to the child C, right? Just go with the importing statement. Okay, now how to take importing statement? By using import. Okay, now what is it child D, right? Child D, and utilize here child D. Okay, now what is it child D. Okay, Now just go with the practical thing. First we created one parent, and after that we created one. Okay, now what is it? A child A we created, and later on we created one child B. Okay, next later on we created one child C. Okay, next after that we created one what is it? Child D. Okay, next this child D connected to the C, and the C connected to the B, and B connected to the A connected to the parent, and parent connected to the app.jsx. Okay, means we need to pass data from year to in the D. So D connection directly not there to the parent, so that's what we are passing data to the A. A is connected to the B, so we pass the data A to the B, and B to the C, and C to the D. Finally, we can utilize our parent data in the child D. This process is nothing but the prop drilling concept. Okay, now to this prop drilling concept means we need to pass data from parent to the child component, right? Then I will take here one prop data like object. Okay, now go with the object obj. Inside the obj I will consider employee details. Okay, now how to take the employee details? Just go with the name. Okay, and take a name of employee is your wish. Then I will consider as okay, now Dinga, this is my favorite name. Next go with another thing, call it as age. Okay, now take it as each and consider value as 20, and then go with the employee salary, right? Then consider here what is it, employee now salary, and this salary will consider as 30,000. Okay, now 30,000 will take, and this is the prop data. Okay, now in the form of object, this object data we need to pass to the child, right? So how to pass it? Then go with here any data. Suppose data is one attribute, and inside the attribute we need to pass as obj. Okay, and now present child component receiving this attribute data. Then go to the child A and take it as prop means what? It is looking like in the parent as attribute. In the child component it will look like a function parameter, right? Then consider as a prop one as what is it, data. Okay, and if you want, just go with the console dot log and utilize the value whether it is giving or not, proper dot obj. Okay, now once again run the file whether it's giving proper data or not. Okay, now go with npm run dev enter. Okay, now go enter. Okay, it's giving error where export default child component. In the child component it is giving error. Then just go to child component D. Okay, fine, we are not returning anything. Then do one thing, go with as one paragraph, what is a tag, and go with as one statement, call it as welcome to employee details. Okay, now welcome to employee details. Okay, now again check it output, refresh it. Fine. Okay, now it is giving welcome to employees details as well as content, and go to inspect and check it in the console whether we are getting object or not. Okay, now for me it is giving undefined. Okay, now go to again here prop.obj dot then consider as name whether we are getting or not. Check, it's giving error, right? Now what is the error? Cannot read the properties of undefined. Then where we given mistake? Where we have parent, right? So parent having the values, and we passed the data then in the app dot child, okay, now I think here we given mistake as obj, not obj data. Okay, because we assign, right? We assign what is that obj to the data, so what we need to use here, data only, not the obj. Okay, now check, it will give proper output now. Okay, now it's giving output correctly. What is it, a name, salary, age. Okay, now this name, salary, age I need to pass to the my child b. So how to pass, then I will consider data 1 equals to, inside here, now what is it, prop 1 dot, okay, now what is it, data. Okay, now in the child component b, again we need to take as a prop 2. Okay, we received from prop a to prop b. Okay, now in the prop d, again check it, console dot log. Okay, now go with as what is it, prop 2 dot, now what is that, data, what I given, data 1, right? Then utilize here data 1. Actually these all are necessary, unnecessarily, sorry, unnecessarily we are passing to prop child a, child b, child c. Only necessary thing is child d and parent. Okay, but there is no option for us, so that's what we are again sending. See, it's giving output again same thing. Okay, name dinga, I age it is giving. So same we need to pass to proper C, child C. Okay, now how to pass it, again data 2 equals to, in the flower base, prop 2 dot, and next what we need to pass is data 1. Okay, and we passed to the child component, then go to child component, then again take it as like a prop 3. Okay, and directly pass it, because already you have idea, right? Then take it as data 3 equals to, inside the flower base, here data 2, then go with as data 3, and go with as prop 3 dot, okay, now what I used here, data 2, then take it as here data 2. Okay, and next same thing utilize in the prop d. Okay, now what is it, prop 4, next go with here. Okay, now suppose h1, then I will consider here, what is it, h1, and this h1 I need 3. Okay, now in this 3, first I will go with as username. Okay, here it is giving error, right? Then wrap all the things into one parent, so parent call it as fragment. Okay, now take it as username, or we can say as employee name is. Okay, now colon, utilize here, how to utilize, go with as prop 4 dot, okay, now data 4 are 3, now data 3, right? Then utilize here data 3 dot, what we require, name. Okay, now it is giving output or not, see, employee name it is giving dinga, same like this. Utilize another thing. Okay, now employee each, let me take g. Okay, now employee age. Okay, now employee age is, okay, now again we need to go to the object, so object address is prop 4 dot, data 3 dot. Okay, now what we require, age. Okay, now let me check age, it is giving 20 or not. Yes, it is giving age is 20. Okay, now same like this again, go with us. Okay, now employee salary is colon, then take it as object address is p4 dot, next what is that, data 3 dot, next employee salary, right? How I written employee salary, once check it. Okay, employee salary, just copy it and go with here pasting, because without a mistake we need to write all the things, right? Then once again check it, it's giving error. I think spaces is not accepting. Then do one thing, go with as combination. Same thing here also, go with as combination. Then again check it. Okay, fine. Now it is giving 30,000. Now this is the concept, call it as prop drilling. Means what we did, we passed this data to the, okay, now D means we utilized in the D, but unnecessarily intermediate child component call it as A, B, C, we passed data. Okay. Now this is the complicated process we are doing in the React. So to avoid this complicated process, this headache, then we introduced one concept, call it as a use context hook. Okay. Based on the use context hook, unnecessarily this intermediate passing prop we are deleting. Directly we are sending data from parent to the child component where we required, means in this component child D. Okay. Now thanks guys, thanks for watching this prop drilling video. Then we'll see in the next video use context. Bye guys.